The momentum behind the Toronto Blue Jays is attracting baseball fans from right across the country as the team gears up for Game 4 of the American League Championship Series tonight against the Mariners. It reminds Montreal fans of a time when Canada had two Major League Baseball teams to cheer for, the Blue Jays, of course, and the Montreal Expos. For a closer look at how those fans are now watching the Jays, I'm joined by Perry Giannias, diehard Montreal Expos fan and president of Expos Fest. Good morning. Welcome to your morning.
Good morning, Anne-Marie. Thanks for having me.
Listen, for those who don't remember, who were the Montreal Expos, what did they bring to Canadian baseball?
Well, they brought everything, right? We were the first team to ever play outside of the United States in 1969. And, you know, the hopes and dreams of all baseball fans across the country were on, and eyes were on the Montreal Expos. So it was a much different vibe back then until the Blue Jays joined in 1977. But you never forget your first love.
In 1994, the Montreal Expos beat the Jays the year after the Jays won the World Series. Talk to me about just how big that game was.
Well, 1994 was a heart wrencher because, you know, it was ironic. The Jays had won back-to-back World Series, 92, 93, and the Expos were destined to do the same thing in 1994 before Major League Baseball decided to lock the players out. So it was devastating for Montreal, and it was, you know, it was probably the first of many death blows to baseball in this city.
A lifelong Expos fan, how do you feel watching the Jays right now and the success that they're experiencing?
I personally love it, but, you know, it's tough to be a Montrealer rooting for a Toronto team in this city because, you know, there's a sports rivalry, there's a rivalry among provinces, but I'm a big Vladdy Jr. fan, and it makes it easy for me, and that's how I justify it. And, you know, I really want Jr. to go as far as he can, and that's with the Toronto Blue Jays. So hopefully the Jays make a nice little comeback here and take out Seattle in 6 or 7.
I feel like that is the link for a lot of Expos fans back to Toronto, is it all comes down to Vladdy. We actually have a picture of when he was young, standing with his dad. This has been making the rounds on social media. Oh, I love this photo so much. How much of an influence do you think the Expos had on the current Blue Jays players, like Vladdy and others?
Well, you know what? I think they have an influence on like a lot of Canadian players because, you know, they were the first team, and you know, like I know the younger players probably don't remember as much about the Expos, but their parents did. So I think that's where the influence comes from, and the fact that Vladdy was born in Montreal. And his father was, you know, a legend, and there it is, Senior's a friend, and I love him, so I love the kid.
Tell me what you love about him.
You know what? I love the fact that, again, that he was, you know, born in Montreal. Of course, his dad, but I think that he's never forgotten Montreal. You know, you've seen him sport the Montreal Expos jersey when he first was brought up with the Blue Jays, and I don't think he's ever forgotten that. You know what? He became a star in Montreal as a little kid. He hit a. He hit the only home run in Olympic Stadium history by a Canadian. Mind you, it was in an exhibition game in 2018, but he did it. And, you know, there's just so many connections there. And you know what? I'm not the only one who feels that. So everybody, you know, a lot of baseball fans here are excited about Junior.
I love this shot because he even like tries to stand like his dad when he's waiting by the field. Listen, Netflix has this new documentary called Who Killed the Montreal Expos? I know you know about it. It comes out on October 21st. What can we expect to see?
A lot of heartache, a lot of anger, you know, dredges up a lot of old emotions. But, you know, it really talks about a perfect storm, like how, you know, the history of the Montreal Expos, it's like everything that could go wrong did go wrong. And, you know, I've never blamed the fans for anything that's happened to the Montreal Expos. Ownership throughout the years was really the big problem. And that's what the movie talks about. And it has a lot of villains, so you know, it's like a game of Clue. Who did it? You know? Yeah.
Listen, did they get it right in your opinion?
Yeah, they did. You know, they showed all the players and all the people that were responsible for killing baseball in Montreal, and it's a shame because some had bad intentions. Jeffrey Laurie, and so you know, I think people will enjoy it. anytime you get to see former Expos talking baseball and seeing the old clips, it always, tugs the heartstrings.
You're right. It's that archival footage that's just amazing to see. Perry, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right. If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.